What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to be talking the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch. I'm going to say it again. The Bad Batch, because this episode was kind of bad.
I was wondering what you were doing.
This episode was, I just don't know what they're doing at this point. It's like, dude, come on. You know, like literally, they're not offering us any new, like this was, okay, y'all went and found the ship. Like we knew that was going to happen regardless. You didn't offer us anything. Like it was a fun episode. And I'm going to keep saying it about these episodes because they're fun. They're just fun little kid episodes, but they are offering nothing as well as like any type of adult themed content at all. It's just for kids. It's just a kid fun episode. There was like barely any action in this episode. It was like all at the very end. Okay, before we get too far,
that action.
Let's drop that. Let's drop the intro.
Let's do.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
At last we will reveal ourselves.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of gods.
Here it comes.
Let's go. You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
What's going on, everybody? So, as you might have just heard, we were talking a little bit about this episode of the Bad Batch, which is called oh shit, my brain just went blank. Retrieval, because they're retrieving their ship, and like I said, it's a fun episode. It was nice. You got to see some character development in it. You know, you got to see how, you know, she explains to the kid that kind of looks like a young Ezra about the idea of, you know, family and them being a crew and everything, how her development is going, her trustworthiness, how she wants to trust everybody. But there just wasn't really any value to the episode other than it was fun. I mean, I guess it's a little 2-arc episode. What's good, Bodie? What's going on, Star Wars team leader?
Yeah. I think that's just really what it's coming down to. Like, I'm not saying like the Bad Batch is a terrible show. It's just the audience is different. The audience is for kids, and it's great for kids. Like, let kids watch it. But if you're trying to read into it, like we have been able to with other Star Wars shows in the past, I don't think you're going to get too far.
Well, even in season one, there was enough adult situations and stuff going on.
For sure. There was enough adult intrigue where adults could watch it and have a good time.
And this
now
one,
I think they're going full kind of kid mode.
This season,
and some people like that. It doesn't mean you have to be a kid to like it. And just, you know what I mean?
I mean, I enjoy the episodes. They're fun to watch, but it's just lacking. It's like, okay, like what's going on? You know, like what's really.
Like what's
really
this?
What story are you trying to tell throughout this damn? Because they're
Right.
not fighting the Empire. They're going on these missions for Sid, which is cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have something to do. The missions always turn out bad. I don't think they've completed one mission for Sid. They ain't brought back nothing that they were supposed to go get or do anything.
Right.
And it's
Kinda
just
suck at their jobs.
It's just not like you thinking of the Bad Batch. The Empire is, you know what I'm saying, was after them in the first season. They got away. The Empire's really not looking for them. But I think they've been seen enough times, you know, by Empire stuff in some of the episodes that, you know what I'm saying, they should be kind of getting looked for again. And they should be coming into some different things that was, you know, some different things with the Empire. I want to see the clones and the stormtroopers go at it. I want to see, or Bad Batch and the stormtroopers go at it, or the clones and Bad Batch go at it, or just I want to see some action.
I want to see some people going at it.
Yeah, and we're not getting that. We got a lot of that in season 1, which made it even the filler episodes. They were still battling the Empire. They were still helping people and dealing with the Empire. And now it's like the Empire is like a second thought. It's like a background character. The Empire's taking over the galaxy right now. The whole premise of this show in the first season was about the Empire taking over and doing stuff. And in this, we only get like snips and bits and pieces of what's going on with the Empire, and we're focusing on the Bad Batch just running, kind of con missions for Sid.
Yeah.
And it just leaves you, kind of just like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are you not doing something?
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me also thinks like maybe we've just gotten like lucky because we're used to like these very like well thought out and like put together where like every episode follows the next. And maybe that's just not what the show is. Maybe this show is meant to be kind of like a casual, like every episode is its own thing, like
Darth Akari, what's
quick
up?
Entertainment.
Clint, what's up? Clint says 10 episodes and we have only seen Crosshair once. Yeah, like really? One episode with Crosshair.
Yeah.
Crosshair is one of the best protagonists in the episode. He's like he is my favorite character so far, other than Palpatine, because Palpatine is the shit. But he didn't really do anything. He just said, "Kill that dude," and we're done. But like they really, they're not showing enough about the Empire, and that's what's bothering me so much. It's like, dude, the Bad Batch is supposed to show us what's happening. Yeah, during the Empire first taking over, and the Bad Batch is trying to escape from that. That was the whole premise of season 1.
Exactly. It seems like,
and we're not getting that.
Thing. Remember with Obi-Wan how they marketed it as like it's the Obi-Wan series, but it was more like the Reva series. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what we're getting with this. It was like the reason I was hooked and decided to watch and was so excited about the show is because I wanted to see what was going on during this time period. And instead, now we're just getting like random missions that don't mean anything.
Yeah. I mean, they're good one episodes, but they're not, there's no overall story for the whole thing. Unless they bring out some stuff and all this stuff ties together in the last episodes. I think there's 16 episodes, Bodie. Bodie says, how many episodes are we going to get? Do you guys know? I think it's 16. I might hear it. Let me look it up right. I think it's 16. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. How many? I don't know that there's
a lot of direction or purpose.
Yeah,
What'd you find? For me, I think the biggest thing is like there's just not much going on. It's just getting kind of
16 episodes.
16.
Yeah, so we got 6 more to go. So hopefully they do a nice little arc. But
I doubt they'll get into anything meaningful until the last like 2 episodes. I think that's just the formula for this season. Not much going on.
Okay, wait. Star Wars team leader says, has anyone else noted Disney has started playing a ton of new episodes of Andor streaming live on Disney lately? They're playing old commercials that have not updated.
No, I have not seen that.
No, they're playing new Andor episodes?
No, I think they're advertising that there's new Andor episodes.
Well, I mean, I know they're filming Andor. I just read a post on that they're filming Andor.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't get the and I don't know. I read a post today. I read a post on Instagram. Well, Instagram might have been Twitter, but somebody said that they think that they intentionally made Bad Batch, the end of Bad Batch, bad because Mandalorian's coming out, and I'm like, why would they do that? But then at the same time, because it's 2 totally different genres of you got live action compared to cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't get that doesn't, even if the Bad Batch was going down and it would boost up everybody, makes everybody more anticipated, more excited for the Mandalorian. You got kid versus
Yeah,
you have kid versus adult content or more of adult content.
Yeah, I don't know what that gives Disney.
Yeah, I don't see the marketing in that. The marketing in that doesn't apply to me. Bodie Collection said, I think it would be way better if they did more filler episodes with Crosshair too. That was a filler episode. In all reality, that was a filler episode, and it was one of the best episodes because it didn't have anything to do with the Bad Batch or anything to do with anything. It was just Crosshair and them.
There was no stupid, pointless quests. I don't know.
It just, there was a really good
stakes
episode
to it. Yeah, there was stakes. It was exciting. It wasn't just a meaningless quest that nobody cared about.
Dr. Skywalker 716, what's happening? Bodie Collection. Let's see, Dr. Carter. So next week is Mando season 3. Are they going to air both the Bad Batch on the same day? I'm definitely gonna prioritize Mando. Yes, they're doing it both on the same day. What's going on, Chris? So Mando and from the look at the schedule, Mando and Book of Boba Fett's both gonna play. Now, this is the question so we know what's going on, Lenny. The question is this, okay, because I know it's a streaming service. When we have regular TV, they would have time slots. So now that it's coming out on streaming service and you can watch whatever you want to watch, who do you guys watch first? Do you watch Mando first? Or do you watch Bad Batch first just because we've already been invested in Bad Batch? You've already watched those 10 episodes of Bad Batch. Or do you watch Mando first and then watch Bad Batch afterwards?
Well, for me, I would definitely rather watch Mando.
Yeah, that's how
I also have this OCD thing where I'm like, well, I already started it, and so I kind of want to just get it over with. Kind of thing, so.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about this earlier today. I said, what am I going to watch next Wednesday? Am I going to watch Mando first or Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
I'm like, and just real quick, and that was something I had for news. Let's see. They have a runtime for the first episode of Mando. Let's see, where is it at? It's in one of these damn things. Okay, I did have it. What did I do with it? But it's 35 minutes and 16 seconds is for the first episode of Mando. And it is the shortest. Yes, 35 minutes and 16 seconds.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Which is freaking crazy. It is the shortest runtime of any season premiere.
Ideas.
It is the shortest runtime of any season premiere of any Disney show that has, or any Star Wars show that has came out.
Does that worry you? Because to me, that says, dude, we're running out of ideas, and we're honestly just making this show for the money, and we have no idea what we're gonna do.
This is the thing, though. This is the crazy thing. They've already. That was another news thing that I had. They've already written. I guess Dave Favreau said in an interview that they have already written the Mandalorian 4th season is already written and fits with other Star Wars shows. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing.
Like an MCU, it sounds like.
You know what I'm saying? Like they've already written Mandalorian 4th season, and it's written to fit in with the other Star Wars shows. So the only other Star Wars shows that I think it could fit in with would be Ahsoka. And maybe if they do a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett, which I've been hearing a lot of rumors that some people have seen Tamara Morrison on Disney Lucasfilm sets, which doesn't mean anything. He could be doing a cameo in, something, or he could be playing a clone trooper in some or anything. So that don't mean anything that has to do with Book of Boba Fett. But just to see him on Disney sets, or he could be, for all we know, he could be doing something for Disney, a cartoon or anything. But, you know what I'm saying? but just to know that he's been on
set,
that he's,
Right.
that's good. That we might be getting a Book of Boba Fett too, which I wouldn't mind a Book of Boba Fett too if they like
pass.
make him
Hard
better.
pass.
J-Dog, what's going on? So it's one of those things that it could go either way. I mean, I'm gonna watch it regardless, but I think that they need. I am open to giving them the opportunity to make it better.
You have hope.
I am
You're
open
like, they
to
can
that.
redeem themselves.
Yeah, I'm open to that. It's
Am I
just
a
like
terrible
Solo.
person?
It's just like Solo's not one of my favorite movies. It's not one of my favorite movies. It's it's not even in my top 5 of movies. But it was a good movie. But I want to know what's going to happen with Kira. What's going to happen with the all that stuff with Maul and all that stuff. So I want a second part to it. Y'all left it open for a second part, and then now y'all ain't making a second part. It's kind of a little bit annoying.
Like, come on.
So it's just a little bit annoying. So
I get that.
So it's one of those things. But overall, with this episode, it just feels like it's lacking direction. Like, I mean, not really lacking direction. We know the direction. Sid sends them to do stupid shit, and then they go do it. That's basically what it is. Here, go mine this shit that's gonna blow you up. Go do this. Let's go on a treasure hunt. They're doing stuff, and it's interesting the stuff that they're doing. It just doesn't. There's no linear story for it. It's just okay. We're going to do this, and I just the lack of the Empire. Like, I want to know what the Empire is doing right now. I want to know how they're conquering. I mean, they're conquering the Wookiees. Like, dude, we know that they did that. Like, show us some of the other planets that has really happened. And the only other thing that they done is on Crosshair. On the Crosshair episode where they went and conquered that other.
It's also frustrating because they're like, here, come watch the Bad Batch, but we're not seeing the Bad Batch do very, Bad Batch things. This could literally have been any character doing the exact same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do anything. They snuck into a building, into this thing to get their shit back. They put it together. They got caught. Hunter couldn't even catch the guys.
These are fucking children too, mind you.
And he couldn't even catch them. Like, the most exciting thing, I think, in the whole episode is when Omega drags the droid off the thing and Hunter catches her in the air. That was, like, the most exciting thing in the whole episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, it wasn't exciting. Like, it was just like, what the hell, man? Like, what is going on? Like, there was like 2 shots fired in the entire episode, and that's when they shot the 2 droids. Other than that, there wasn't nothing. Like, it was like, even the Easter eggs was boring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there was a couple so he literally said you can't fire that gun inside because it's a mine. And I'm like, okay, but they fired their gun, number one. Number two,
if they hit if they hit the Ipnium or whatever the hell you pronounce that shit, the whole place will blow up. And that's why Wrecker said, "We don't miss."
That's true.
That was kind of funny. He was like, "We don't miss." Like, what happens if you do miss? There's always that. Just
I know, like,
it's not a very good plan here. Yeah, I don't know. There was just some, I don't know. There was just some things that didn't, it just didn't, it's not giving you much. And that's what's sad, because it's like, dude, I like the Bad Batch. I'm a big Bad Batch. I love Clone Wars. I love Bad Batch. I love the cartoons. I'm a cartoon person. I'm a big-ass kid. I'm a 45-year-old kid. I love cartoons. And I watch, 90% of the time, I'm watching cartoons. I love watching cartoons. I watch all kind of different cartoons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't like the armadillo villain. Star Wars team. I didn't like the armadillo villain.
He was flipping weird. I didn't know.
Yeah, that dude was like, I was trying to figure out what the hell is he.
I love how they made him he's just eating he's just going to town on this food.
And all these other people are starving.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy's the bad guy? Like, how?
I was looking for something. I was looking for that runtime thing. But I don't know. There just wasn't a lot to go on. It was just
it just seems aimless and insignificant. You know what I mean? I think one of the things that people love about Star Wars is how significant everything is and like how everything's connected, and this has meaning. None of this show seems to have any meaning or purpose, and I think that's what's frustrating.
And that's how I'm starting to feel about it. Like, and I didn't like. So last week I gave the damn show with a 3, and this kind of it made that show that episode a little bit better. This episode made that episode a little bit better. Not much, just because it fit together. It was like a 2-episode arc, and it felt the overall story of their ship getting stolen to them getting the ship back made sense, because you knew they was going to get the ship back. They had to get the ship back.
Yeah.
But it kind of fulfilled the storyline. But the bad part about it is like, what was the purpose of this storyline? It just there was no purpose to this. Like
for me, it was like, wow. So you did like 2 episodes in a row that were a waste of time. Like you connected 2 wastes of time together to make a giant waste of time.
I mean, and I guess now when I'm going into watching, I'm not expecting that much. I'm hopeful, but I'm not expecting that much because it hasn't shown me that much in the series. We've literally got 3 episodes out of 10 that were good. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of the episodes were just like, what? Like, what? Okay. Like, and it's more like they're doing, it's more like they're trying to create Easter eggs within the episodes than they are trying to tell a linear story that has to do with what's going on in the time period.
It's fan service, brother.
And it's just, which I don't mind that, but at the same time, it's like, dude, Bad Batch season 1 was good. Even the filler episodes was good because they introduced us to characters that we was like familiar with. We had Hera, and you got stuff.
But it also felt more significant. Like the stuff we're doing matters. The stuff we're seeing is like important shit that's going on. This is like, dude, they're just going on a little, like, I don't see what makes this show like the Bad Batch. Like this could just be any scrub doing this crap. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be the same. And you got to expect, it's just like in most movies, the first one's really good, the second one's all right, the third one's really good. That's usually in trilogies how it happens. So the first season, really good, second season, third season, really good. Which you can't even really say that because Mandalorian first season was good, second season was good. Andor, it looks like the second season's going to be real good. We're kind of waiting to see that. But it's, it's just not, and I don't want to seem like one of the people that just want to put down,
right?
You know what I'm saying, that the show, because it's not what I expected. But at the same time, I think we all expected just a little bit more of the Empire.
Right.
Like this is what, this is the time that the Empire is coming into control, and they're starting, the terror of the Empire is really happening right now. And we're not getting to see enough of the terror of the Empire. We're not getting to see that. And I think that's, the expectation that we were going to get to see that. Even if it's in an animated series like The Bad Batch, we got to see it. Like you said earlier, it fits together with the rest of Star Wars. These are just like random, like, this would be something that I would expect from like back in the day if they came out with like a Han Solo and Chewie fucking thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cartoon back in the 90s that it was just like, it was kind of, this kind of reminds me of like Scooby-Doo, where just every episode's a new monster.
Exactly.
Every episode's like a new whole situation instead of.
And that's not what we're expecting from Star Wars. That's not.
Because Star Wars, you look at the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars had a lot of those filler episodes in there, but it all led up to the same point, so it fit together. Then you had Rebels, which was all a linear story. The whole time it was a linear story. It all had to do with Ezra becoming a Jedi and, everything that's happening at that period, like right before New Hope. So it all made sense. This is just kind of like, this kind of reminds me more of like Visions. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant to be, something that's like
followed.
Yeah, it's really not to be.
It's a very casual viewing, I think. It's not meant to be watched.
Infected said, okay, who said it first? Which one of y'all said, I got to go back and read this a little bit. Somebody said season 1 of Clone Wars is better than this. And I agree. I do agree, which is sad.
That was pretty bad. Season 4 of Clone Wars is pretty bad. Or season 1 of Clone Wars is pretty bad.
It's just boring because it's all about character development. The whole season 1, the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars is just character development. That's all we're doing to learn about. Yeah. Darth Akari said, like, none of these episodes are connected, and they're not. It's just different things that they're going to do. And like I said, it reminds me of like old school Scooby-Doo, like, Scooby-Doo cartoons where every episode was a new monster, a whole new situation. They might have 2 that they put together, like to be continued. And it's not going into just, it's just also, random shit.
Yeah. To me, it also feels like, is this even in the Star Wars universe anymore? Because you could literally have these same stories set in any other universe. Like, I'm losing the Star Wars to it as well. Like, besides the technology, what's the difference between this and any other? Like, the plots have no significance in Star Wars. They're just shit people are doing. You know what I mean?
It's just character-driven stories. It's not about Star Wars. It's about certain characters. Like, at the end of it, when Echo was like, what does he mean? And Omega explained it to him, and Echo's like, oh, yeah. Like, dude, you're like one of the smartest people in the entire galaxy, and you couldn't figure this out? Like, Omega figured out following the Gonk droid.
Oh, dude, that was so... I'm sorry, dude. You're with... These guys are supposed to be like the best of the best, okay? They have their own like special SEAL team, and they didn't think of that?
To me, it's just like...
Like, are you stupid?
It's about character development. It's about her becoming smarter and getting more intelligent and being more part of the crew. And Tex, like, learning more about sympathy and being heartfelt and learning about love and some of the other things, because everything about him is intelligence, and it's just not giving the
it's like flipping.
It's just character.
How Obi-Wan was really the Riva show. Bad Batch is just the Omega show. Like,
and I think there's been some rumors that she has been seen on set too.
Omega?
On the chick that plays Reva.
Oh, Reva. God
whatever.
Damn it. I don't want to watch more Reva. I didn't like the character.
I don't know.
Dude.
She if her story.
She did such a good job for such a bad character. I feel like, you know what I mean. Like,
but I mean, if they go
did
back,
exactly what you wanted.
If they go back and they went like from the time that Anakin stabbed her in the Jedi temple, and went from that point forward and how she became and showed how like some of the Jedi turned into Inquisitors, and they showed that like we got like, the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, he used to be the Temple Guard. Like, how did he get, turned into an Inquisitor? If they told a story about how all that stuff happened, I would be down for that.
Really?
And have it based on how Reva got to the point in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then they could even extend it off after that. Or they could bring her more into Obi-Wan Kenobi and have her in Obi-Wan Kenobi in the second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi be more interactive. Because now the cat's out of the bag. You know what I'm saying? She's not really an Inquisitor. She was after Vader the whole time. So she was never really turned to the dark side. I mean, she might have let some dark side in, but I think it would be an interesting story.
That's pretty fucking dark side to go kill somebody's kid. Like,
yeah,
just because, like, I don't know. She's still pretty dark side to me.
But I think that would be an interesting story to tell. I think I would be interested in that. But and for Moses Ingram to be seen on the set, but also she has made declarations she didn't like the way that she was treated by the Star Wars fandom, which I am completely in agreement with. That shit was freaking, you know what I'm saying? It was terrible the way that she was treated. That shit is bad. What the hell is it? She's a character in a TV show.
Yeah, she got blamed for the poor character. The actress got blamed for the poor character, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, shit, if you really look at it, that like somebody like Ewan McGregor, if you really watched, like, I've watched Kenobi like 4 or 5 times now. And he didn't do the greatest job acting in that. Like some of the stuff, it's like, dude, you have the wrong facial expression for the situation that you're in. Why you got this like?
That's a bold statement, Kyle. Be careful. You're gonna have fans coming after you.
I mean, and I'm not putting Ewan McGregor's a awesome actor, but there was just certain times. I think everything that had to do with that thing, the camera shake, the acting, it was bad writing.
I think
the
show was just not a good show.
It was very bad writing. The storyline wasn't good writing. I think it was meant more for Reva than it was for Obi-Wan Kenobi. The storyline wasn't linear with canon because, like, Glenn never met Obi-Wan Kenobi. So how are you going to explain this? There's just a lot of stuff that they did that wasn't good. And it showed in the production of the show. That camera shake, I'll never get over that. Why are you shaking the camera the whole show?
Shake, man.
Like, dude, this dude got Tourette's. You need a new cameraman. This dude is just shaking for no reason.
Parkinson's, bro.
Parkinson's, Tourette's, whatever he got. He got something. It's just bad. But it just was not a good. And I think what made it so bad is because they did it with such a beloved character. You would think that Ewan McGregor would have been like, hey, hold on. Wait a minute. This is not this is not Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is not how things are supposed to go. This is not the character. This is not like how things are supposed to go. I've been in enough Star Wars. I was there. George was there. He taught me a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not how this is supposed to be. And it's not even that the story was really bad, because especially when you watch the little 2-hour cut, that shit is awesome. But it just it just was a lot of unnecessary things that happened within the thing. They should have just made a 2-hour long movie, called it Kenobi, and it would have been way better. That's really what they should have done, because that dude's cut. For some dude that just cut the shit, he just cut it up and put it all together and took out all that filler shit and all that stupid shit that didn't need to be in there, and it's awesome.
He fixed everything that could be fixed.
Yeah, and even like the camera shake, that shit ain't shaking. He stabilized the footage, and, you know what I'm saying? Left the camera shake in when action is happening, but took it out when they're just standing there talking. You know, he made it a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, that I agree. It was the director, and she's a great director. That's the thing that I didn't get. She is a good director. I mean, the episodes that she did of Mandalorian were spectacular. Some of my favorite episodes. So I was like, dude, what is going on? But like Reva as a person, like the character Reva, if you think about the character, the whole character arc of that would be a bomb character. Somebody that got stabbed by Anakin and dedicated their life to getting revenge. That's a good story.
Yeah.
That's a really good story. And I like Moses Ingram as an actor. She's a good actor. They've gotten good, talented actors to play in this stuff. They didn't fulfill on the promise of what Obi-Wan Kenobi should have been. There was other ways that they could have done it. You know what I'm saying? They could have brought Reva in smaller parts, made it more directive on Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader. That's what that whole series should have been about. You know, and it to a certain extent it was, but you know, they focused too much on characters that was not Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader. That's what we really wanted to see. We wanted to see that.
And I think they knew that's what we wanted to see. Like, they knew. They're not stupid. So it's like all the more frustrating. Like, all right, then why didn't we see that? Like, you knew exactly what fans wanted to see.
Because Disney has this thing that a lot of people, they do fan service, but the fan service that they do is not really fan service. They just take bits and pieces and then they stick it together and say, this is what the fans want to see. No, that's not what we wanted to see. Where did you get the miscommunication at?
Like,
where did you, like, who do you got reading all this shit? You know what I'm saying? Who's reading all the Twitters? Who's reading all the Instagrams and everything about what we really want to see? Because whoever read that didn't get the point. You know what I'm saying? They didn't understand what we were saying. We wanted to see, and we got Obi-Wan Kenobi and Vader fighting a couple times, but we wanted to see more Vader. We got to see Vader a few times. We wanted to see Vader. We wanted to see Obi-Wan Kenobi doing some awesome shit. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is not some guy that forgets how to use the Force because he went 10 years and Obi-Wan Kenobi is not that guy. You could tell he's not that guy in New Hope. He's not that guy.
Oh, yeah.
His confidence level and everything is just outrageous.
Yeah, that was another thing that didn't make sense to me. Like, how did you go from like this broken character who's like kind of a bum to like the master that we see in A New Hope? Like, I don't see that happening, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
All
just
right, before we get on a Disney rant.
No, it's just, and I think that's what's happening with the Bad Batch. They're just putting out. I think they're going back to that old format of like Scooby Doo or the Road Runner or whatever. It's just random episodes of them doing stuff, and it's pretty much that's what it's there for. It's not, and hopefully it changes, like because they got 6 episodes coming out still. So with 6 episodes coming out, we might get some good story arcs. We might get some Empire, and we're just complaining because they were just character developing filler episodes that really didn't have no point. But I still think they could have a point because they did the filler episodes in the first season still dealt with the Empire and what was happening. And, there was still a lot of content involved. There was a couple of them because like the one where they go get the rank or Mushy or Moochie or however you say his name. When they went to go get him, that really didn't have anything to do with it. But it was kind of, it was still a good episode. But the other episodes that were filler episodes, they actually were dealing with the Empire or had something to do with the Empire or, we got to learn who Sid was or, it was more like that. They were just more interesting. Like these episodes just are not that interesting. It's like, okay, that was cool. Let me go on. Like I like when I don't want to watch an episode for a second time and I watch everything at least twice.
Right.
And I don't want to watch the episode again. That tells me that it's not as good as I want it to be, or is that I need it to be.
Right. I'd agree with that. So, what would you rank this episode then?
I'm gonna give this one a 5.
Just 5?
Because,
So better than the last one?
It was better than the last one, and the reason I'm saying that is because the reason I'm saying that because it finished the story, like I said earlier. It kind of made the first one. If I could go back and change the next one, I would, because it made at least these 2 episodes make sense. Because the first episode was like, this don't even make sense. Why? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it kind of makes more sense. So yeah, I would say I would say a 5.
A 5. All right.
And I really like the point that Omega snatches that droid off of that thing and gets caught. That was a cool ass part right there. I like that.
That was cool. It definitely, one thing I will say, this episode seemed to really stress that like Omega's like part of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they even made a point to kind of talk about that when saying like, oh, they treat you like you're one of them. You know what I mean? So it seems like they're maybe trying to like harp on the point of like, no, Omega's part of the Bad Batch now. For me, it's still hard to believe that like a little girl could hang with like this elite, like Star Wars equivalent of like Navy SEALs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that just sounds ridiculous to me.
I could get that.
But yeah, so I put it as a 4 because it's still just, I don't know. Would you? So I did want to ask you this: would you, like, if you weren't doing the podcast and this was just by yourself, pleasure watching, would you still watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm watching anything Star Wars.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
Would, right.
Okay.
Right now is where I would like. I'd probably just skip episodes and like Google which episodes are actually important. You know what I mean?
Okay, real quick, like I said earlier, the runtime for currently is reported for Mandalorian Season 1 runtime is 35 minutes and 16 seconds, making it the shortest premiere yet for any Star Wars project. The Mandalorian Season 1 was 38 minutes and 46 seconds. Mandalorian Season 2 was 51 minutes, 47 seconds. Book of Boba Fett was 37 minutes, 39 seconds. Obi-Wan Kenobi was 52 minutes, 26 seconds. And Andor was 39 minutes and 9 seconds. So I don't know why why they would do that. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense why they would
Make a it's very short.
yeah, that's like at least do a 2 hour long.
It's just a lot shorter than I was expecting for Mandalorian. I was really expecting that first episode to be like 2 hours long almost, just because like this is your biggest show. Like Mandalorian is their biggest show right now.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because they're doing it shorter of an episode in order to draw in. Star Wars team leader said 30 minutes of recaps. If they if they kind of give us that no, it's not a double premiere. It's one episode. They're only doing one episode.
That's another thing that I am surprised about. I mean, I don't like double premieres, but I'm surprised that they're not doing it.
Yeah, from what I'm reading on StarWars.com, it's just one episode.
Gotcha.
They might be doing something just enough to leave you on a cliffhanger to want you to come back for the second episode. So I know a lot of times they'll come in, they might show you some recap, show you what's happening right at that moment, and they'll leave you on a cliffhanger in order to draw your intrigue into coming back for the second episode, and then they'll start the overall, good part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we might be seeing around that they might do. Hopefully they'll do something a little bit better. Darth Akari said most series being released these days are outside of Star Wars are at least around 40 minutes. So I don't know why they can't follow suit.
Yeah,
and it could be too, maybe
concerning.
because of the Bad Batch. They said instead of putting out, a longer episode and causing people to be bitching about that, they just said, screw it, we'll do a shorter episode, and then, do a shorter episode because we know people want to watch the Book of Boba Fett. Not the Book of Boba Fett, but the Bad Batch. So that's basically an hour of Star Wars content.
That's true. I guess I could see it that way.
And you also can look at it because if it's 35 minutes, it's really only 30 minutes because you got the stupid ass thing at the beginning that's going to take
forever.
a minute.
And their post credits, episode credits are so long.
And then you got the end credits, which is another 2-3 minutes. So by the time you done took 5 minutes off there, so you're getting like 30 minutes of uninterrupted TV show. And think about it, in most reality things, you look at sitcoms and things like that, they're running 30 minutes on regular TV, but then you have commercials, so they're only really 20 minutes long. And I'm one of those people, I'd rather have 30 minutes of focused entertainment than I would have 60 minutes of just unfocused and no storyline bullshit. So 30 minutes doesn't bother me if they tell a good something, if they show me something good.
But it is kind of difficult to get that kind of story in
30 minutes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's tough.
But you got to think about it. Mandalorian season 1 season premiere was 38 minutes, and the first 8 minutes was just building up to what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and then you got the post credits and you have the pre and post credits. That's another 5 minutes. I mean, and it was still a great episode and gave us a lot of stuff. Mandalorian season 2 was a lot better, but it was 51 minutes long. But we are already established with the characters, and we really needed that moment so we understood what was going on. Because the last thing that we seen was Mando finding Baby Yoda or Grogu. So we were at that moment. We kind of needed a longer story. So it just depends on how they do it, what they do. Yeah. And you got to remember, in Book of Boba Fett, we got 2 episodes based on the Mandalorian that kind of already led us up to what's going to start happening in season 3. So we're already like 2 episodes in on Mandalorian season 3 because we got those in the Book of Boba Fett, which was the best 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett.
So you're not too worried then?
I'm not too worried about it. I think it's going to be good. I just think the idea of the story that they're trying to tell within season 3 is just good, because now we're going to get more into the details of what's going on within the Mandalorian verse at this time. You know, we're going to get more Mandalorians. We're going to get more into the idea of what's going on with Mandalorians. You know what I'm saying? Because we got Mandalorians in Clone Wars, but it wasn't a lot of direct story about the Mandalorians. Most of the information that we have about the Mandalorians and their culture and stuff is out of the books. And we don't know which is to take as factual or not, because we don't ever know what's going to happen within Disney. What they're going to do. Are they going to follow legends kind of
what is
stuff?
canon?
You know what I'm saying? Are we going to? So we don't really know. We don't know very much about the culture, and I think this is going to be a good way for them to show us the culture of the Mandalorians. What happened when the Empire came in and destroyed Mandalore? We're going to get more of those details. I think they're going to be doing some recaps, and I think we're going to get a lot more to know about what's going on with Grogu, where Grogu came from, how he got out the Jedi Temple. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to get a lot more of that within this season and season 4, and I think they're going to start tying in, because if they're already talking about the season 4 is written, and it's going to tie in
Mandalorian?
With season 4 of Mandalorian is already written. Jon Favreau already said that season 4 is. He said it in an interview. So if season 4 is already written, and it's going to tie in with some of the other Star Wars that's going on, it's either one of two things. It's either going to be him tying it in with Ahsoka, or they're actually going to come out with this fucking Rey Baby Yoda fucking movie.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
And,
but hold on, it is kind of far off though. Like this is like pretty far after. Like Rey's pretty far after Baby Yoda. So like if they do tie in Baby Yoda, that's not going to happen for a couple more seasons, I think. Like Baby Yoda with Rey, that's probably not going to happen for a couple more seasons, because Rey doesn't get like.
Well, you got like 20 years after.
Yeah.
20-some years after. Oh, I got to show y'all this.
I don't know.
Let me show y'all this right quick. Where's my thing at? First I got to do this. I got to show y'all. This is the craziest thing ever. This shit popped up on my feed earlier. Look at this. I don't know how well y'all be able to see this. Let me see. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
The ugliest thing you've ever seen.
Tell me that shit ain't terrible.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Rey. That doesn't even look like her.
At all. Like, what are y'all doing? What is this? Like, you really got a Rey bobblehead that looks like...
Nothing like her.
Like, this is the... Why she look so angry? Like, she look like she been just getting done dirty for about a week now.
Yeah, dude.
That shit looks terrible. Like,
she looks like one of those, like, scary... old like movie nannies or whatever, like all grumpy and like it looks like we're missing like a mole on her face with like
it's the
she's
young
supposed to be fat
Jacasta
with just massive boobs. Like
it looks
you know
like
what I'm talking about.
Star Wars team leader said that looks like out of the old Kung Fu. No, you know what? That's a young Jacasta Nu right there. That's what Jacasta Nu looked like when she was young.
I don't know. All right.
I seen that shit. I was like, I gotta show everybody that crazy shit. That shit is. She looks like she's constipated. She does. The car. I was like, dude, why does she look like that? Why would y'all even put something out like that? Like, dude, and then there's another one. I didn't screenshot it, but there's another one of Finn. Dude, why is his nose this big? Like, his nose is freaking huge. Like, dude, okay, man, that whoever made this is racist as shit. Whoever designed this shit is just racist. Like, why you make his nose that big? Like, that is that shit was terrible.
Oh, man. Jeez.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it.
No,
You're
no.
good.
I was just gonna say you want to get the news and rumors. I
Oh
got
yeah,
a few
let's do
things
it.
today.
All right. Let's go for it.
All right, so let's see. Where's the thing?
This is Alton Castle for the only news you need, the HoloNet News.
Okay. Y'all want to hear the good news or the bad news? I had some good shit, but I just closed out the fucking browser that had everything in it.
All right. Because I haven't really seen much of anything.
Well, like the biggest things that's out right now really is that the Mandalorian fourth season is already written and it fits in with other Star Wars shows. I've talked about that. We talked about the what the seasons bring or how the first episode is going to be. We all know about Liam. I don't know why they keep talking about this shit. Like, okay, so Liam Neeson is talking shit about fucking all the new series. We know that. We talked about it on Saturday. One of the things was Rosario Dawson expects Star Wars Ahsoka to premiere in this fall. It's done recording. They done got everything. She said in the interview that she's already seen posters and some other stuff. So, yeah, she's pretty sure that it's going to come out pretty soon. Probably this fall sometime. It's probably going to be their fall rush. Then there was... What else did I have?
I had the funniest one that I saw. It's not really like news about Star Wars. It was Paul Rudd was asked about like a Marvel Star Wars crossover. Because Disney owns both. And he's like, no, that would never work. It would lead to rioting in the streets.
Yeah, I don't even
And I'm
get
like,
why...
you're 100% correct.
I don't even get why they would think that would be a good thing. Like, what would make you think at any time that crossing Marvel and Star Wars together would be a good idea? It's two franchises with two, all honesty...
He said they're both pretty good on their own, but if we did a crossover, it might lead to rioting in the streets. And I'm like, you know what? It might.
Because you got to think about it. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Marvel. I watch all the Marvel shit. I like Marvel. But if you had to put me in a position where I had to choose one or the two, I'm going to choose Star Wars.
Right.
I'm going to choose Star Wars over Marvel because I think Marvel is just way too oversaturated. They just keep... And now, I think Star Wars, since Disney took over Star Wars, that's why we get all these people coming back from the dead and shit. They brought back half the galaxy. Half the galaxy was dead, and they figured out a way to bring back everything.
You can tell, like, Disney likes to do things a certain way, and there's similarities between how they've done Marvel and how they've done, like, Star Wars.
Oh, and this was the other thing. So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna put this up on the screen. It says, ask Chat GPT, to rank all the Star Wars movies, and the results will surprise you. Okay, so we're gonna do that.
Will they surprise me in what way? Like, wow, a chat is smart, or like a chat bot is smarter than half the people in the world, or
I don't know. I haven't done it yet, so we're doing it live today. We're going to do it live. So,
all right, let's rock and roll.
We're going to ask Chat GTP, which is supposed to be like the smartest AI right now. What? Oops, let me get over here. Rank
the
Star Wars movies from best to worst. Okay, let's see what this thing says. Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope.
New Hope.
Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
The Force
God.
Awakens.
Wrong. So wrong.
The Last Jedi. Rogue
Disney
One.
owns them. Disney owns them. They're owned by Disney.
The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clone, and then The Rise of Skywalker is
At least Rise of Skywalker's last. At least they got that right.
No, The Last Jedi should be last.
I think Rise of Skywalker is the worst.
You think The Last Jedi is better than
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, dude. Because although they effed up a lot of like stuff that was in the Star Wars universe, Rise of Skywalker wasn't any better. Rise of Skywalker was, at least Last Jedi was entertaining and good as its own story. Rise of Skywalker, there was nothing about it.
Yeah, this is like, okay, Empire Strikes Back, I can see where they said that was number one.
For sure.
Okay, I can get that. Even though I would have put Revenge of the Sith as number one, but I can see Empire's great because that would be my number
Yeah,
two.
That's fine.
New Hope is number two.
No.
No, Revenge of the Sith
I
got to
don't
be
think
number
so.
two if you put Empire one. Revenge of the Sith got to
But
be
it's
number
also
two.
opinion. It's also an opinion. Like I disagree with it, but I can respect it. You know what I mean? So
Like
it's not
for-
like terrible.
Like Attack of the Clones is 10. The
That's
Phantom Menace is
terrible.
9. Revenge of the Sith is 7.
That is a travesty to me. Revenge of the Sith. I don't care who you are. Revenge of the Sith has to be like
In the
Top
in the
three or
top
four.
three. Top
top
three.
probably.
Top three has
Yeah.
to be. I would put it number one.
Yeah.
But Empire-
like, I can see
I can
why people would disagree.
I can argue Empire Strikes Back is the first one. Revenge of the Sith or Empire has to be the first one. Them are the two best movies out of all of them, regardless. But like Rogue One is number 6.
Yeah,
Rogue One was an
I don't
excellent
think
movie.
so.
I'd have to put that in the top 5. They have The Force Awakens is number 4.
That right there. The fact that,
Like,
the fact
no.
that The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are 4 and 5, those should be nowhere near the top 5.
No.
Nowhere near the top 5.
Like literally, it should be like they should be like
They should be the last.
9, 10, and 11 should be them 3 movies. The sequels.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Solo is not the best movie to me, but I mean I like Solo, but it's not. It to me it's not up there. But like
Agreed.
for 11 movies, and they didn't even put the Clone Wars in there, the animated thing. But I think it's going off of actual movies. And a lot of people don't consider the Clone Wars, even though it's the Clone Wars. It's right after Attack of the Clones. What are you talking about? It's just animated. That's the only difference. But it's an actual movie. But yeah, if you look at it like that, yeah, this is. But let's see what happens if we regenerate the response. I want to see what happens. I don't know.
Like-
I'm just.
Regenerate? Like, I don't know. Try again.
Yeah, try again, Mo. Let's see what they do. It says it doesn't have a personal opinion, but it still put Empire Strikes Back. It's writing the exact same thing again.
Yeah. All right. Well, you tried, Chat AI. We appreciate you, but you're wrong.
Well, I thought that was her. I didn't do it, so I didn't know. We did that live. Right? That was the first time. But yeah. And so it's based off of existing ratings then.
Well, maybe
Darth
that's
Cart-
why.
Yeah, I think it's
that's-
going off of line and doing what because if
According
you
to
look
Disney,
at like
because
Rotten
Disney has
Tomatoes and
made a
stuff like
bunch-
that, you're like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like if you actually go through the movies and look at Rotten Tomatoes and go through each movie, you're like, what are you guys talking about? And it's probably close to that right there. So that's what I'm thinking it's doing. Because I am using the web access. We should probably do it without the web access and see what it says. Here, I'm going to do it again. Present, screen share. Let's do it one more time without web access and see what it says. New chat. Oh, wait. I got to go back up. Let me go back up. Let's do it one more time. New chat. So that way it's not going off of anything. And let's ask it without no web access and see what it says. Okay, we know that you don't have personal opinions. Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, Rogue One, Turn of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, The Last
God
Jedi.
damn.
It actually put Revenge of the Sith even farther down.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like, yeah, no, this thing is tripping.
At least Rogue One is in the top 3. I can respect that. Rogue One is in my top 3.
Return of the Jedi, yeah, my top 5. But Revenge of the Sith went to 7. Like, dude, you're tripping.
That's terrible. Revenge of the Sith is top
You're
3.
tripping. That's like the greatest lightsaber duel ever. Like, you cannot beat that lightsaber duel.
Yeah.
Then
Anything else? That's all I had. I just had that Paul Rudd thing, and it just made me think, like, what if they did a crossover? I think I would stop watching Star Wars. If they crossed over with Marvel, I think I'd be done.
yeah, if they, I don't think I'll be done, but I'll be like, what the fuck is this? This ain't Star Wars. There was something else, but I can't remember what it was, and I closed down the thing. Oh, for everybody, it was a Jedi Survivor thing, and now I can't remember what it says. What it said, but I think they're doing like a pre-release. I think I seen something about a pre-release that's like 2 days earlier. It costs a grip though. Yeah, it was a pre-day release. I think it was either 2 or 3 days earlier, but you had to pay like an extra $500. And it was for the one where you get the lightsaber and everything. Oh, what was that on, man? Oh, shit. I can't remember. I could be talking out my ass. I can't remember. I'm pretty. It had to do with Jedi Survivor, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was a pre-release.
For Jedi Survivor, let me look.
I could be talking out my ass. I look at so much different shit. Then I got to fact check everything and make sure everything is cool. I can't remember everything. I had them all set up in my browser, and then I fucked around and closed the whole browser. So I was like, shit, oh, damn, man, what the fuck? Which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that, but
Well, it's like $899 to get the lightsaber and everything and the game and
yeah.
get a shirt and shit and everything. It's like $800 damn dollars. Now you're gonna add $500 on top of that? That's freaking crazy.
Pass.
Like, dude.
I know comicbook.com, they are saying that there could be an Obi-Wan DLC.
Could be an Obi-Wan what? You froze.
An Obi-Wan DLC.
A DLD.
Oh, sorry.
Or a download.
A DLC. Remember we told you.
Downloadable characters.
Yeah, download on or whatever.
Yeah.
Content. Right, where you can add on, like, it's like an extra episode to the story.
Yeah.
An extra episode to the game. Apparently there's an Obi-Wan DLC.
I want to be Reva. I want to be Reva in the game and kill people. Damn. Infected man. He said, "God."
So it looks like it's just going to be like.
He says, "Got a car that needs engine work. Rebuilding my motorcycle, and my dad passed away and left me the parts for his '73 Sportster. I am not going to have a lot of extra money for a minute." Yeah, that's a car. That's what it is. If they are doing it, if that's what I was reading, it's definitely just a crash grab. A car.
Yeah,
It's
well, it
definitely
looks like it's not even like. I think it's just skins. I think it's just like skins for the character. So I don't think it's.
How can you download like skins and shit for the character 3 days before you even got the game? Don't you kind of need the game to download shit?
No, it's
or does it not?
Yeah, it's not coming out now. It's coming out like
okay.
pre-order. if you pre-order it, you automatically get this as well.
Oh, okay. All I know is that shit is expensive as shit. My thing is, this is what I don't get. You can go to a store and you can buy a hat. Okay, say you want to go buy a New Era hat for your favorite sports team. So you go to like Lids and it's $45. You buy that exact same hat, but instead of a sports team, you put Star Wars on it. You know what I'm saying? You go to the Star Wars website or where it's $59. Like, why is Star Wars more important than a sports team? Like, when did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Which I love Star Wars more than I love watching sports. I watch more Star Wars than I watch sports. But like, when did Star Wars value become higher than the fucking NFL or Major League Baseball? Like, when did this happen? Because like, why does everything that have to do with Star Wars cost a shit ton of money? Like, you want a damn action figure, you can go buy a G.I. Joe for fucking $15, but you want to buy a Star Wars action figure $39.99.
That's crazy.
Like, Jesus, why does this shit cost so damn much? Like, even like shirts and shit. Like, you can go buy a regular, you can go buy an NFL T-shirt. Say you want I live close to Kansas City, so everything's Kansas City.
You go to Walmart, you get $10 Kansas City T-shirt. Yeah.
But you go online and it's fucking $29.99 for a Star Wars T-shirt. Like, Jesus Christ, why does this shit cost so much?
Well, dude, Infected Axe was talking about the Vegas Golden Knights jersey. Jerseys are another thing. Jerseys are expensive as fuck.
Yeah. Go look to see how much a Star Wars jersey cost. Shit, I bet you that shit's $600 because it says Star Wars on it. You'd be cheaper to make it yourself. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, guys, I think that's about a wrap for the show. I ain't got much more to talk about. I know we got to get in, and we're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk about it because two reasons. Because it's really interesting me, and we just kind of brought it up with ChatGTP. But we're going to talk about, is there a point in time that AI takes over creation of everything? And it starts creating Star Wars.
AI makes Star Wars.
What type of Star Wars do you think AI will make? Because pretty soon we're going to be in the Matrix, and we're going to be going to watch Star Wars that's made in the Matrix. Because this AI shit is way too advanced. Like, there's some shit that's coming that is like, I've been looking into this shit. This shit is crazy what this shit can do.
That's fair.
So at one point in time, we're going to get on an AI kick during one of these episodes. We're going to start talking about AI because this shit is crazy. But
I wouldn't be surprised if AI was already doing it.
The shit.
With the way AI ranks Star Wars, I wouldn't be surprised if they're already doing it.
Hey, I've been using ChatGTP for a lot of research shit. That shit is it's way easier to look up some shit on ChatGTP and turn on the web access and let that shit find it for you instead of you spending 3 hours going through websites trying to find some information. Like, ChatGTP is just, because you just ask the question, and as long as you word it correctly, that shit will find the answers for you. Yeah. It's amazing what it can do. And they're talking about this new Google shit, the Bard. It's supposed to be like super way more advanced. And then they got ChatGTP 4.0 coming pretty soon. Bing's using some new shit that's supposed to be like a new type of AI. Google's using some new shit that's supposed to be. This shit is like so freaking smart. Like, dude, it's scary because, like, sometimes you ask it questions and like, dude, you don't expect the response that you're gonna get. Like, how accurate this shit is. Now, sometimes it is stupid, like as we just seen. Like, what the hell? You really put freaking Revenge of the Sith to 7? But like, a lot of times when you're just looking for information, this shit will freaking tell you a lot of shit. It's just all about the way you word the questions, because a lot of times I'll ask it something and it's just the way I worded it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But then I look at the way I worded it and I'm like, oh, dumbass, that's why you asked it the wrong question. So you go back and ask it the right question, it gives you the right answer. So it's just like, it's going to be a point that just, I guarantee they're already using it in Star Wars. Shit, they probably created it at damn ILM. You know what I'm saying? They created everything else from cell phones to every type of video recording technique that you got. That shit is going to be crazy. But yeah, it's going to be a we definitely gonna have to get into talking about that. That's just the way the world is right now. But I think that's it for today, guys. We will see you guys this Saturday. Everybody, I gotta ask y'all, how'd y'all enjoy the watch party? I didn't even ask. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
We had fun this.
I liked it.
Yeah, I know Star Wars Team Leader was there, but I don't know, like some of the stuff, people saying they couldn't do chats because I got a couple of comments inside the YouTube thing that their chat wasn't working for some reason. So I don't know who all was in there.
Huh. I'm excited for Revenge of the Sith. Clone Wars first, then Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, we're doing Clone Wars, the animated series next time.
I'm actually excited to watch that too, though.
Yeah. Hey, that's just Ahsoka.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so.
Actually, the first time I watched it, I said, what the hell is this bullshit?
Me too.
What the hell is this character? These characters don't exist. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I was never a big fan of Ahsoka. That was how I was when I first ever saw Ahsoka. I was like, who is this bitch? But, I mean, she's grown on everybody, so.
Yeah, now when I watch it, I'm like, dude, this is actually really good. When I watch it now, I'm like, dude, this is really, really good. I like this.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the one that we do in March. And then we'll do and then April. It's going to start getting warmer outside. It's going to be nice. Got that spring weather. And we get Revenge of the Sith. That's going to be dope. That's going to be one of the best episodes ever.
All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
Yep, that's it. So everybody, we will see you guys Saturday. And I don't know what we're talking about yet. We haven't discussed that. We'll come up with a good topic. So we'll see you guys Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification. Definitely hit them likes because them likes help us out a lot.
Yes.
And I don't know if everybody noticed, we've been kind of going down on our views. Don't know why, but our views has kind of been lacking. I guess there's just so much content out. Everybody's jumping around, so you kind of got to look at that, which is cool. We don't mind. We don't do it. We do it because it's fun. We don't do it for views anyway. We do it just because it's fun. But we do like it when you give us a like because that helps us out in the algorithm. So we will see you guys on Saturday. Oh, one thing real quick before we leave. I got somebody working on the web page and somebody working on the fucking store. So hopefully the store will be open by March.
Yes. Dope.
The store will be open by March. I got a bunch of new merch that's going to be coming out, and the store should be open in March. Hopefully everything is going good. I got somebody working on it. He's working on talking to people and getting stuff because they wasn't listening to me no more. I think I was just being too much of an asshole because I was like, I'm not paying that fucking much. And I'm not expecting my listeners and people that love Star Wars to pay this outrageous Star Wars prices. You're freaking crazy. I'm not Star Wars. We're not Disney. We're not charging $100 for a damn pinky ring. Shit ain't happening. It's not going to happen. We need good prices. So I got somebody that's what they do. I got them in, and they're helping us out. So hopefully everything will be set up by March. So other than that, we will see you guys on Saturday. Peace, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by PicFilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcotte, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.